is, it's a combination of things actually. Generally my appointments go as a company when I meet family and the animal, and I do a psychic reading of the family and people in the room, and I do some pet communication. And that's a combination of what the pet is willing to give me, and I also know how I go to experience with, especially with cats. So it's part psychic and it's part just being behaviorist and knowing situations. But the psychic part of it is that sometimes I get back and forth conversations going with the animal, and it's especially useful in situations where there's either a behavior or a health issue going on that people aren't quite sure of what's happening. This is a chance for the animal to see themselves.
So when did this career, I guess, approach you? After you found this career, or did you find it? How did you realize that you had these skills that no one else kind of had?
Well, when it comes to the psychic pet thing, it kind of just came about through having pets and being around animals. I've fostered most of my life, and I've took care of this most of my life. And I started realizing that when I was doing a lot of these attention to them and trying to communicate with them, that I was starting to get things from the animals. So they would send me images of what they do, like the things I'm concerned with them. Dogs like to talk. It's really like a chain of words in their mind. We can just be food. They're never fed of that. And sort of cats are very complex states. Like they have a lot of emotional issues. And it really is like being a therapist with dogs. Because they will have, once you realize they're heard, they have this effect. So it just kind of naturally developed over time and spending time together on this.
Cool. So you specialize pets and cats, then you do dabble in dogs. Do you do other pets? You ready for a fish or a hamster?
Not a fish, but I have learned a dog and but generally I do cats, dogs, horses, and a lot of birds, and that's sort of thing. The dolphin, I will say, because I mentioned this yesterday, it was kind of an accidental thing. I was in Las Vegas at a place that had dolphins, and there was a big dolphin website by Zones, and the dolphins started sending me messages. So we were just talking about it. One of the traders or one of them just asked me to come in and do a reading through life. And it was one of the coolest days of my life. They're really good jokes.
That is really weird. That would be something. So when people usually approach you with questions about their cat, what do they usually ask? Is it like, what's my cat thinking? What does my cat need? What are the big questions people want to know?
The number one question, which is actually when we came up yesterday at the first day's talk, was when is my cat not things over? But it's a lot of things. But the number one reason people come to me with their pets, especially cats, is because there's a behavior going on or they're being treated.
I see here too that you do parties, like seance parties. How in the world does that go about? Do you all like get some candles, sit in a circle, and like hold hands? Is it stuff like that? What's the point of that? Like,
well, that's part of the rest of the psychic service that is we have parties. And the seance in particular we do around this time of year in Halloween. And it's kind of a fun thing. But it also could be sometimes about families, so you can kind of remember the animal. And we get together as if we get some messages from the families. And it shows people how these different sides of their life to kind of try to get messages from your loved ones. So don't put yourself onto that safely. I'm sure you have to do it safely. And like I said, it can be fun or it can be hard. We also do parties, more of the lighter side of things, which is we do crystal ball party where I come in and we pass around the crystal ball, and it's your turn. You can ask a question, have a mini card reading, and it's kind of fast paced enough. The crystal ball goes around the room. I do a lot of bachelorette parties, and yeah, a lot of fun. We do parties.
So you mentioned you work with crystal ball. Do you also work with things like runes, those other witchy things? what are your other kind of signs that you use, I guess? Or do you mostly just go off of that use?
So I call myself people reader. Yeah, and that's what I do. I read people. So to use first of all, like you just saw, it's going to be just tools that help me focus what I can do and how to people. And I always telling people up front when they come to me is 10% of what I do is what we call the supernatural. I don't know what it is, the sixth sense, the psychic thing. A lot of the rest of what I do is learned skills. I've been doing this for almost 4 years. So I sat across the table from many people, and I'm very observant, and I know human behavior and all this as well as I know cat behavior most of it. And so a lot of what I do is just that extrapolating from your possible futures or helping you decide between different paths.
I'm reading here too, it says your little thingy, you're not medium, but you're psychic. So I think most people might think those are the same thing. What's the difference between that? What does that mean?
Well, generally people associate being a medium with the constellation, and they get their psychic abilities from the spirit world. I'm a human relationship, so I don't see ghosts. I don't talk to ghosts. I just read people.
Do you stick to just being alive, real life experience? Is it something that you would like to train to pick up, or is that something you're just born with and you can't acquire anymore?
I know some people believe that you can acquire it. Also, the psychic part of it, we're all born with it. It's intuition. We all have it. We all have like a feeling when we first meet somebody, whether or not you think you're going to like them or not. We have gut feelings all the time. It's part of our language. We talk about it all the time. That's basic intuition. The only difference between me and you is, actually, I like to think that like, people know your parents always have, right? Learn the thing when you were young and practice on, you know, they were good at maybe you might have had an innate ability to play music from the start. I was just really good with my intuition, and then spent a lot of years using it, so I got good at it, if that makes sense. So I honestly think that people can talk how to be more psychic or more intuitive, but I don't think opening yourself up to spirits is something you can get both. I think these people are born with it. I grew up with my grandmother talking to spirits, and it was amazing to see. And that's actually one of the things we're talking about this is how I started my other career as a ghost hunter was because my grandmother would see ghosts, and I was jealous. I wanted to talk to ghosts, and since I couldn't do it psychically, I had to learn how to be a paranormal investigator so that I could talk to ghosts as well.
So about the paranormal investigations, talk more about that. What is a day in a paranormal investigation look like? How often do you do these things? Is this like a full-time job kind of a thing? How's that work?
My full-time job is being a psychic. My part-time job is the paranormal investigation. Then we're known as a company, so I take groups of people along with paranormal investigations. We purchase a ticket, and I provide a computer and the location and all that, the guidance, and they get to come along and do the investigation. It's kind of like what they see on TV, only it's really unlike the TV shows we're doing. But how it looks is, so it looks pretty bright and dark for you for things to happen in the best possible way. What I like to call it is I get to travel all around this beautiful province that we have to all the old towns, and I get to talk to this. I get to go into all these old families and still it's there. And whether or not I find a ghost there, it's always one to do.
So the last question is just in Calgary, in the area, what are some of the ghost spots that someone like me who's interested in these things might go and visit? You know, we hear about all these spots that might be good to. What might you recommend to go to experience it for yourself?
There's a lot of known haunted spots in Calgary. The Baptist Hotel, Acton House, the Dean House, the House. My recommendation though would actually be one of the 12 o'clock. That's what walk down some Calgary neighborhood by the river and see what you can see. Because there's a lot of villagers concentrated in that area. Numerous people have seen the canoe down the river, and then you can see like people in the canoe. There's so many hot spots in the middle, so you really have an experience that is free. But just go down along the river, wait with a friend, and go around the night by yourself, and just keep your senses up.
Yeah, I say we do a Cat Festival field trip, 10 and 11, we'll all meet up in Inglewood. Some kind of business and I guess. More about like spots and stuff like that. What is one of your favorite places to visit? Do you have a place where you really connected with, or a place that you always want to go back to? Kind of thing?
My favorite place to investigate is the East Cooley School Museum. It's in East Cooley in Alberta. It's just outside Toronto. And it's this wonderful old schoolhouse in the Ghost Hunt Museum. And it's chock full of historical items from the area. And a bit of the community. So there's a lot of spirits attached to the grounds. And I investigate there sometimes from Texas to Calgary. So over the last 13, 14 years, I've built up a reputation. A relationship with building and what's there. And every time I come here, it's like coming home, and I'm always waiting to talk to you. And it's a really experience. So I'm always recommending if you've ever been with somebody how much wonderful it is, and you makes what you feel believe in yourself, and you're not able to see it's real or not. These spirits go easy. Because everybody that's come has walked out of love.
You're saying like you converted lots of skeptics into believers. You've never failed to convert a skeptic into a believer. Mostly? That's pretty wild. Alright. Well, we probably have some skeptics in the audience too. I'm a bit of a skeptic myself. So I'm wondering if you want to do a little workshop here. I have a book I'm not going to tell you any more information. But if you'd like to do a little, who knows, how does this theory a little bit in that sense, but the basic. Okay.
The first thing I picked up on this word is extermination of labor is yours. This word is not yours. Okay, it's just, I get that she's with somebody else now. Have you ever been with your girls? I've been sitting up and thinking of forward, so you don't know what they're like. It's really fun to get your photo. I'm getting like some base kept. The only thing I'm getting is at the time that this picture was like, it's been window coffee or something. You can tell me if I was.
Well, that's interesting. It's interesting how you said, I don't have this inherited down because she didn't pass some because she is this. My bird Zelda, she was a rescue, so she probably did have some very confusing moments in her life.
Oh, yeah, I think most of my girls actually for now. It does like that. She really like me. So much was not happy for that thing. But we've got what people are almost doing cities and cats, dogs, birds, to these on horse. So I don't know, this thing like to eventually have a checklist, which is quite finished, do them all. And I kind of do that when I wanted to do the zoo. So I'm going to do it as a movie music and an adventure. I get sidetracked because turkeys are trying to talk to me, but the moose has got to complain. And I'll be short, it's not a very nice thing.
Okay, we have to know now, what are mooses playing about?
Well, in this particular case, it's actually the Calgary Zoo, and this moose that day had a problem. And he was a bit witness. He was having some gastrointestinal sections, and he was really uncomfortable. And so during the day, I had to tap on it. I said, what are we going to do? And I got to somebody say, I am a psychic. I'll lose my brain. That's what I did. I would actually ran into some people for like me, and I mentioned it in passing, and it turned out a few days later that he took it to me like that. And some gastrointestinal and he was burning on his
It's terrifying. I want to go on an adventure vacation with you for a day and just like see what kind of things you just think of. Like, oh, that moose just thinking about bad things, you know? You were saying earlier about like just regular people like that we should go out and experience things, maybe about some of your arts. Are there any tips about maybe emergency safety and safe while doing that? Or just any tips for people who might want to go out, experience that, pursue that?
Well, especially in the case of town and anyway, first I would say that let's don't go to places town has permission to be in and don't go out alone. That's not the cure for ghosts. So that's anyway, people falling in holes, getting hurt, and getting arrested. But I have found in 30 plus years of dealing with films and paranormal and that sort of thing, that there is a whole lot to be afraid of. I know what you see on TV says differently, Hollywood says differently, but in all my years of doing this, I've run across so few negative spirits that can actually do harm, and the harm they can do is no worse than a toddler can do harm. So if you're afraid of toddlers, don't go psychic. Otherwise, go in with an open mind, always go with a friend, and try to go with somebody who knows what they're doing. So,
sweet. Now, we're kind of ending the end of our talk. Is there any less? You kind of gave us some good advice there, but is there any more advice maybe about communicating better with our pets, knowing our pets better, or just in general life advice that you get as someone who's, reading the room and stuff like us?
well, maybe my favorite thing to tell everybody in regards to your pets is nobody is spending enough time with their pets. Nobody is communicating, especially since the smartphone came along. I see so many people out on the walk with their dog doing this, and then I see this sad dog just radiating how unhappy he is, and he's out on the walk with his favorite human, and his human doesn't even know he's there. So, the number one advice I can give is remember that there is a being there with their own thoughts and feelings, and they like you to pay attention, and you never know if you start paying attention and opening yourself up, what your second better is, and whether or not you're actually picking up communication from your animal and dismissing it. So, pay attention, spend time with them, be in the moment, trip your heart wheel.
Thank you very much. We're psychic Bonnie, everyone. She will be human readings and criminal placements about her ghost hunting, her mind reading vibes and stuff like that. Enjoy the festival. Casper, her lottery numbers. She will definitely tell you this.